Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another great edition of my Grue Rume Show. And for the Grue Rume Show today, it's a guest I'm very excited for, someone I've wanted on my show for quite a while now, and I'm finally happy that we're able to make this happen. It is the one and only David Archuleta, and of course, you know him from American Idol, and when he had his song "Crush" out, he recently had like a lot of good songs like "Hell Together" and Brulee, and it's all the Brulee and talk is all part of his new album called Earthly Delights, and he's going to be going on a tour with the same name. And I'm really looking forward to talking to him about the EP, about the tour, about his life coming out, his music, and it's going to be a fun time. And I'm really excited for this because David is very inspirational, and I followed him for a while now, and this is just like I'm trying not to geek out here, but it means a lot to me to interview him today. I am Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters. I am the host of the Grue Rume Show, and my interview with David Archuleta will be coming up very soon. This is my Grue Rume, and as always, my Gruelings. Welcome to my nightmare, so stay tuned. All right, David, welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for taking time and coming on. I appreciate this a lot.
Course. Yeah.
So, like the first question I want to start asking you, after you left the church and everything, like it was like you were seeing everything new for the first time, and were you like nervous and scared a little bit, like to go out there into the world and see everything new now?
It was, you kind of feel like you're a little kid for the first time going off, leaving without your parents or something, or like a dog. Like you're used to having a leash, like giving you the limit, and you're like, wait, where's the leash? And you're like, oh, I guess I can keep going because there's no leash anymore. So you feel a little nervous going off and exploring and adventuring yourself without the leash on. But it feels, it was yeah, I felt like there was a lot more for me to be able to explore and discover without feeling a tug, you know, like before.
Definitely, yeah. And like with this with your new songs and the album that's out, and now you're going on tour too. What inspired all of this? Because like you definitely are you definitely are in your like era now, like you're flirting, you're dating, you're having fun, and you're basically like breaking the chains. And is this all what inspired the album?
Yeah, Earthly Delights is about you finding, indulging in the pleasures that you're always told like were bad for you and you're not supposed to. And kind of like this um place of like you're in this like protected space, like kind of like the Garden of Eden or something, and then you fall, and because you're taking into like the pleasures, like you took of the forbidden fruit or something, and so, but like with that forbidden fruit comes knowledge. So you gain better understanding, you gain better perspective, and in the end, I'm like I was told to stay away from these things, and they ended up being better for me than. And the fact, what's that one movie? M. Night Shyamalan, where The Village.
Oh
Have
yeah,
you
that's
ever
a good
seen The
one.
Village?
Yeah,
It was a lot
definitely.
of that, where it's like you're told to fear these things, but really it's like no one even understands what they're afraid of. They all make assumptions of this is why that's scary, but you go up to it and it's like, oh, it wasn't as scary as what everyone was telling me because everyone was misunderstanding this. So with me, it was sexuality, and it was also just
Hmm.
like other like rules that were in the church that I was like, okay, like yeah, things, too much of anything can be bad for you. Too much alcohol can be bad for you. Um, Too much sugar can be bad for you. Too much fast food can be bad for you. And it's like people know it's not good for them, but they still, why do you still do it? Because you still like have this like a little bit of indulgence.
Yeah.
Anything, I think if you have control over things, you can still enjoy it and still make the most of life. But like with my sexuality, I realized, this isn't what they told me it was. They told me that this was this bad thing and it was dark. And it turns out the more I indulged into it, the more love I found for myself and the less fear and disgust that I found from all of that. So, eh, and I was like, oh, this is, the love that that they told me like was wrong with like or they told me like gay people don't really love each other. They just like want to and now like coming out I'm like, "Oh, what the heck? Like what on earth were you guys talking about? Like this is love." So for me I'm like it's tongue in cheek. I'm indulging in the earthly delights and it turns out to be like some of the sweetest love I've ever experienced. So, yeah, earthly delights.
Yeah, like I definitely know everything you're saying because my family are like real strict with religion. Like my mom's side are Catholic, my dad's side is born again Christians, and I grew
Oh.
up yeah, I grew up with always being told like being gay was wrong, and if I was gay I was gonna sin and go to hell, and I am gay, and coming out was hard for me too because of how my family is, and I would be doing like everything you do. Like I was always like praying. I was like, oh, is this how I'm supposed to be? Like, am I? Can you make me straight? And it just like having conversations with God and like crying every night, knowing that this isn't what my family wants, my friends
Oh.
want, and just when I finally did tell people about it, like a lot of family like shunned me and basically like would stop inviting me to parties and friends left and it was it was a blow. It was. And
Mm.
listening to your song Hell together, like I can't listen to that song without crying because I feel
Oh.
like your emotions like the what you're pouring out from that song. Like I felt like every word because it's like definitely something I went through like with my strict religious family and being gay, and even to this day like my mom won't like egg egg acknowledge it. Like she'll just, oh yeah, you're talking to any girls yet, or like it's just it's crazy. Like my family don't accept it, but I have to be who I have to be.
Yeah. Gosh. Well, that sounds like a lot that you've been through and that you've had to deal with. And I'm sorry that your family hasn't been as supportive as they should be because, again, like a lot of religions don't they hold on to like explanations of like, oh, well, what is instead of like looking into and actually studying it and looking at the science behind it, they're just like, well, let's just, I mean, a few hundred years ago or whatever, like this is what they thought. So we need to stick to tradition. This is what we think this is that they meant. Like homosexuality isn't even outright mentioned in the Bible. People try to say that yes, it is, but it's not. They've
Hmm.
mistranslated it. It was translated um, to homosexuality when it said something else and when it was saying about like men not going with like younger boys and stuff and they just decided to turn it into homosexuality and then affiliate homosexuality with pedophilia and they're two separate things, it's not the same thing. And rather than like listen and say, well, hey, like why don't you challenge what you've been told? In religion you're told not to challenge what you believe, you're not supposed to question, because then you're not having faith, and faith is believing in things which are which aren't seen, but which are hoped for. But that's so manipulated. You know, a lot of people manipulate that of what faith is to take advantage of people and keep them in the dark and keep them not knowing. And if they challenge it, then it's like, oh, you're questioning God. It's like, no, you're not. So many of us queer people have, a lot of queer people out there. I'm not affiliated with religion really, or faith even, but I do feel
Yeah.
like if like God is there, and if there's like a creator out there and a God, like he created he created he continues to create queer people and gay people, and they don't hurt anybody. I mean, like, not be if they hurt people, it's not because they're gay or
Well, yeah,
because they're
that,
queer. It's because, humans are humans. It's just like straight people, not all, they're straight people who can help people a lot, and there are people who straight people can hurt people. And it's, but it doesn't have to do with the fact that they're straight. And that's how it is with gay people. But so, and, my relationship that I had with God when I was praying to him, it's like, God was like, you're fine the way you are. And you stop asking me to change you because you're fine. And everyone, all these well-meaning people who've told you so many things, who claim that they follow me and believe me, um, don't see things the way I do. And
yeah,
so what matters is that what I think of you, and you're fine the way you are. And so that in itself was like a big moment for me to realize, oh, like religion, religions and what they teach, they don't have as much knowledge of God as they think they do. So,
exactly.
and they use it to, like, you know, some people are well-meaning and some people aren't. But regardless, there's misinformation about being queer. And I've learned for myself, being out for 4 years now, it's like, it is not anything what people told me all my life that it was. And thank goodness it isn't. Because and they're, they're missing out, and they're creating a lot of other people to miss out if they're queer and hiding and feeling like they have to suppress it and change themselves, because they don't. And God doesn't think it either. And it's a shame that they continue to teach the wrong things and misguide people to self-hatred and self-loathing. It's really it's tragic and it's disgusting. It's something that isn't necessary. Let people live their lives, and they'll see that it's not going to hurt anybody. It's not going to ruin anybody's life. If anything, you just let them be, and they'll let you be if you leave them alone. But you've got to leave them alone and stop telling them and controlling them and punishing them just for nothing, really. It just, oh, because their relationship is with the same sex rather than with the opposite sex. That's the only difference. So it's, two gay people there can be same-sex relationships, two as consenting adults, and live their lives without and we have to live loud and proud sometimes. When people like, why do you talk about it? Why don't you just keep it to yourself? It's because if I don't speak up for myself, you start speaking down on me. So I've got to speak up
No,
for
no,
myself.
no.
And I've got to speak up and make statements and be visible, because for so long you try to hide us. You try to tell us to be quiet, and so I have no choice but to live my life out visibly and outwardly. I mean, I'm a public figure anyway.
Yeah, well,
So
yeah,
that's my take on it. And the more you let us be, the more you realize there's nothing wrong, and you've got so many other problems to focus on that you could be fixing and improving, rather than worrying about things that don't matter to worry about. There's nothing to worry about being queer or being gay or part of the LGBTQ plus community.
I I I love that, David. Thank you for saying that. And your album's out, and it's an amazing album. I listened to it. It's 6 songs, and every song is just amazing. And the you have a music video out now too, and I love the music video. It's amazing. You dressed in
Thank
white
you.
with the wings, and yeah, the whole album, like from start to finish, is just absolutely amazing. Like, I was always a fan. Like, your voice is amazing. Like, you have the best voice, I think, for anyone that sings.
Oh, well, thank you, Rocco. Well, that's nice of you to say. There are a lot of singers out there too, so
Yeah.
that's a big compliment. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And I know you're coming to where I live at in Philly, and you're going to be on your tour. I think that's the last date of your tour is in Philly. So I have to ask, did you ever have a Philly cheesesteak?
I have had a Philly cheesesteak. The first time I went to Philadelphia, I had one. So I'll have to I want to go and get another one, but I'm trying to watch what I eat. And so Philly cheesesteaks
Gotcha.
are, they've got a lot of calories in them. So, but maybe I'll have to make an exception, especially if we'll be over that way like at the end of the tour, because I'll be able to be
Hmm.
like, okay, it's time to celebrate. We can eat a Philly cheesesteak.
Well, you have to pick like the right one. There's a lot of tourist ones aren't as good, so you definitely have to pick like a good place if you want to indulge in a cheesesteak.
Ooh.
And
Okay, so what's the
and
good place? What's a good place
there's
and what's the good one to order?
there's one Phillips Steaks is good, and Skinny Joey's is a good one. It's actually
Ooh.
a guy that used to be a mobster, and now he runs a cheesesteak place. But
Wow. Ooh, okay. Skinny Joey's and Phillips.
yeah, they're really good, like the both of them. And Philly does have like a rave scene too, like a rave club and
Oh,
stuff. And
nice.
yeah,
We
definitely,
love
definitely.
raves.
Yeah, like I just recently started like finding out about like raves, and I'm like absolutely hooked now. Like I still need to learn more
Really?
about it because like I've been to what's it called? Firefly. I've been to that one, and then Philly had a couple too, and I've been to them. So I'm like kind of new to like the rave scene, and I'm trying to find like more like rave clubs and festivals and all that stuff.
Oh, cool. What are some are there any DJs that you've liked in particular as you've gone?
Um, I'm trying to think of their names now. I can't think of their names.
Oh, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them
Yeah,
out there. It's
but
hard to keep
but
track.
yeah, right, exactly.
And at the festivals especially, there's so many, and they go back to back. And
Yeah, definitely for sure. But yeah, when you come to Philly, like I would love to get you a cheesesteak and show you the rave club in Philly.
oh yeah, a good cheesesteak sounds good. You'll have to pick between Phillips. Which one would you pick between Phillips and Skinny Joey's then?
Probably Phillips because I know like once you're done your show that Skinny Joey's probably going to be closed by that time. Phillips is open like
Uh,
24 hours.
oh wow. Okay. So that's good to know that it's open late.
Yeah, definitely. And I I I'm looking at the time. I'm sorry. I think I went over like a minute or two.
Oh, that's
So
okay. Well, it's great to talk to you, Rocco.
yeah, thanks so much for doing this, Dave. Like I was looking forward to this interview so much because like I said, like similar stories with strict religion and coming out, and you're like an amazing person. Like you're flirty but also sweet. So it's like a good mix.
Thank you. Thank you, Rocco.
All right,
You,
all right,
Rocco.
buddy. Well, thank you. Have an amazing day.
Thank you. You as well. Good to talk to you.
Definitely. Thanks, Ken.
You're welcome. Take care.
Take
Thank you.
care.
Thank
Bye.
you.